BJ's here. She was lost in the crazy mountains for a moment, but she's returned. So here we are, and welcome to BookTrib Live, Merrill Moss Media Production. And we're chatting with BJ, a USA Today and New York Times bestselling author. She is the master of romantic suspense, and her new release, Lucky Shot, is the latest in her Montana Hamilton series. Thank you so much for joining us, BJ. It's great to have
Oh,
you
thank
here.
you. It's always an
I
honor to be
also,
here. Always fun.
yes. And I also want to let viewers know that we are giving away copies of Lucky Shot today. So stop by BookTrib on the live chat page and enter to win. So, can you tell us how was your Thanksgiving, first of all?
It was wonderful. We have hardly any snow here. It's so nice out. That's part of the problem. We're not snowed in yet. So that wasn't my
Oh,
excuse
wow.
for I was just lost in the crazy mountains.
She was.
It's been one of those days.
Once you're out there, you're spinning around in flower fields. It's
It's it's true. Oftentimes if you get to writing, you get lost and you realize the whole day is gone and you've kind of missed it. So
it's
yeah.
insane, I
But
know.
I'm here now.
Yes, awesome. And so it hasn't snowed yet. It's been really warm here where we are, like unseasonably warm. What's your typical Christmas in Montana like? Can you tell the viewers a little bit about it? I'm sure it's
Well, some
lovely.
years we actually are snowed in, and we there won't be any roads out of town that you can leave on. And then, of course, that's when you think, I really need to go somewhere really bad. But most
Yeah.
of the time, most of the time, Christmas here is wonderful. We go up into the Little Rocky Mountains and get a
Hmm.
tree, and take the three dogs. They love going to get a tree. And
Aw.
decorate the tree, and but I already have my lights up. I'm on top of things. I've got decorations up. No tree yet, but
Ugh.
I've got all my decorations up.
I'm a little behind, I guess. Well, usually it's like 3 days before Christmas and I'm like throwing lights around haphazardly. But I'm gonna be good this weekend. I'm gonna do some sort of decorating.
All right.
So, we are talking about Lucky Shot too. It's the latest Montana Hamiltons. So can you catch us up on the series? Which Hamilton sister's the star of Lucky Shot, and what's going on in Beartooth?
Oh, there's always something going on in Beartooth. You know how it is. But
Absolutely.
this is Kat's story, and Kat is the prickly sister, the one that the rest of the if you're wearing something and you want to know what it looks like, you don't ask Kat because more than likely she won't like it. So Kat's the one that nobody, if they want a positive outcome, they don't ask Kat anything. But there's a reason Kat's prickly, and we find out why she's like she is in Lucky Shot. And
Hmm.
Kat meets one of the reporters that's been hanging out outside the ranch, looking for a story. And
Hmm.
the two of them have a really neat relationship. I really fell in love with both of them. I hated leaving them when I finished this book because they're
Yeah.
both fun. But because Max is he's quite the journalist.
Yeah.
He's won a lot of awards, and he's really smart. And so between the two of them, they figure out a whole bunch of stuff about her mother, the
Hmm.
mysterious Sarah Johnson Hamilton. So
Yeah.
it moves the story quite along.
Yeah. And Max Malone is quite the investigator, so he unearths some new things. So your background before you were writing for, writing romance, you wrote for a paper, right? That you did some,
I did.
yeah.
I was
Did
a
you
journalist
kind
for
of
a lot of
take that
years.
with
Yeah.
you for Max's character? Was it kind of like
I
reborn?
did. He Max is often smart enough not to tell people he's a reporter. um,
Yeah.
some people like reporters, and a lot of people don't. But I was an editor and reporter for a newspaper, and it's great fun because you do get to ask people anything that you want to ask. And
Yeah.
um, and then I quit the paper and realized I can't keep doing that.
Yeah.
But you're curious about people, and you always leave the tough questions till the very end because they're going to throw you out. But Max
Exactly.
is Max is cool. Yeah, Max is
Yeah.
cool, and he's a lot of fun. Yeah, and
Awesome.
he's got some secrets of his own, doesn't he?
So you said you love Kat and Max so much that it was hard to leave them, which brings me to my next question. So are there any, well, they're primary characters, but are there any secondary characters in Montana Hamilton's that you'd like to bring back as main characters for a future book?
Well, as a matter of fact, I just signed a contract for another 6 books, and it's called that series
Yay!
is going to be called. Thank you. It's going to be called Guilt Edge, and it's
Oh,
going to
cool.
take place in near the middle of Montana. Guilt Edge is an old ghost town, and there are a couple characters from Beartooth that are going to
Neat.
follow us up to Guilt Edge. Um,
Oh,
uh,
cool.
the two of my favorite characters are Sheriff Frank Curry and
Mm-hmm.
his wife Nettie. So I have a feeling they're going to get involved in the Guild Edge series. Yes,
Yeah,
so
an
it should be fun.
adorable couple.
And and they will keep us up on what's going on in Beartooth with the rest of the people. So
Awesome.
that'll be fun.
Yeah,
Because it's
that's
hard to leave.
exciting.
It's really hard to leave. Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any ghost towns in Montana that you modeled Gilt Edge after? Is there anything that
Guild Edge.
is it a real
Well,
place?
Guild Edge. Yeah, it is a real place and it is a ghost
Oh,
town.
cool.
So I love putting Montana history into the books because
Yeah,
Montana has such a rich
definitely.
history, and gold is always there's still gold in them our hills, So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's fine. It's really fine.
That's awesome. So how do you think the family dynamic of the Hamiltons has changed since the series first began? Because there's so many sisters, they have their father, Buckmaster. So how do you think it's kind of
Well,
progressed?
um, I think it's interesting because it has changed.
Yeah.
I mean, when it opened, Buck was married to Angelina, and
Hmm.
all kinds of things were happening. Of
Yeah.
course, I should see. I'm on book 6 now, so I have to be careful not to tell things that have happened yet.
Yeah.
But I have to think back and go, wait a minute, what happened? Wait, what happens in that book? So he's remarried, and Sarah returns after 22 years of being, they
Yep.
thought, dead.
Yes.
And now she doesn't remember those 22 years. And so it's a lot of fun because I didn't know where she'd been either those 22 years or
Yep.
what any of this was about. So it for me, I'm with Max. As he's investigating, I'm finding out things too. So
Yeah,
it makes
absolutely.
me a lot more fun for me if I don't know what's going on,
Yeah.
even though I probably am the one that should know what's going on.
That's the joy of seat of your pants writing, right? You
It
just
is.
go with
Yeah,
it.
it is. It's the fear and the joy.
You're terrified about what the next
You
chapter
are.
will bring. Um, it's
Or nothing.
incredible. So,
Uh,
speaking of Sarah, she's one of my favorite characters, although we're still getting to know her. Have you received any crazy, like, fan conspiracy theories about Sarah before? Is there anything really like, wow, wish I thought of that? Or,
well, Sarah, when Sarah in Wild Horses, she parachutes into the story,
yeah,
and
it's an
we left
epic
it there.
entrance.
And and being a pants of the seat writer, I didn't know what her story was, and some of my writer friends said that is terrifying. What
Yeah.
if you wish she hadn't done that? What if you can't change it once that book comes out? So you're stuck with that, and you've got to figure it out.
Hmm.
Fortunately, as the books progressed, wherever all this comes from, it came to me and we got it into the next book. So it's really interesting because she, I've never been involved with a group like Sarah was, um,
Yeah.
but I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about terrorism and just, the groups from the 60s and 70s that were
Yeah.
trying to make changes by blowing
Hmm.
things up.
Yeah.
And now today, I mean, that is so relevant now. So it's interesting. I never thought this series was going to go the way it is, and yet
Hmm.
it's been really fun, because
Yeah.
it has been real educational. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I had to learn something.
Yeah. It's always a good thing. Always positive.
Yes.
We have a question from Brooke. Hi, Brooke. Um,
Hi,
is it
Brooke.
difficult she says, is it difficult to keep everything straight when you're writing a long series? You're like, are you
Oh,
kidding me?
Brooke.
Of course it is.
It is. What happens is you're working on one book, and then the line edits come on the last book, and so you do the
Yeah.
line edits, and you come back to the book and you can't remember what's in this book, let alone
Mhm.
what was in that book or the one
Mhm.
before it. So it gets really crazy. Fortunately, I have a Bible that I can go back to check on ages and hair color and that sort of thing. But the big thing is you have to go back and go, did I tell him about this in this book? So yeah, it's very difficult. And also you don't want to bore your loyal readers who
Yeah.
are reading this book now by
Mhm.
telling them stuff they already know. So you kind of have to figure out how to weave it in.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's kind of a all the balls in the air kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Great question, Brooke. Thank you.
that's a
Um,
good question.
we spoke a little bit about Nettie and the sheriff, Sheriff Curry, and they're just wonderful continuing characters in the series. Why did you choose to keep him in each book? Can you kind of tell us why you think their relationship is so special? They're like the most adorable thing ever.
Well, it's nice to have an older couple who are in love,
Yeah.
and find love late in life. And I think
Hmm.
everybody can relate to that. Everybody hopes that's something that could happen. To not, if not them, their parents or, one of their
Yeah,
parents.
absolutely.
Um, but also, you need a sheriff. You've got to have a sheriff when you have murders,
He needs to
just like when you're
regulate.
killing off a lot of the population. you have You just have to have those. You have to have a sheriff. And then I love Nettie because Nettie is, I hate to think that she's so much like me, but she's really curious about what's going on. And
Hmm.
she's also very helpful to him because she will dig. She will definitely dig to find
Yeah,
out what's going on. So
exactly.
she's
They're
a,
like a little
she's a good,
dynamic
she's a
duo.
good mate.
Yeah.
They are. They definitely are. They are.
Oh,
So
super
I want
group.
something fun to happen to them at the end of
Yeah,
the series.
that's
Yeah.
great. Um, so the cover is warm colors, really beautiful little cowboy
So
action there. What was the process like this time choosing the cover? Did you have any ideas, or did you kind of let the graphic design people just go with it?
well, I didn't have any ideas. I've gotten smarter. I want everyone to know I have gotten smarter because we did not get a bookmark with this one because he's not standing up. So from now on,
Oh,
they'll all be standing up. I can tell you that much. You usually don't have a lot of
lazy
say.
cowboy.
Yeah, he was sitting down and no bookmark. It's like, oh no, this is not good. So from now on, they'll all be standing up. But also, you don't have a lot of input because, well, for one thing, I'm not a graphic artist, so
Right.
they know much more than I do, so
Hmm.
that helps. But they ask you a lot of questions about what he looks like and kind of
Yeah.
how you see the cover.
Hmm.
So I never see the cover, so I just I just tell them kind of what's going on in the book, and then they
Exactly.
take it. But they've done great covers, don't you
Yeah.
think? Yeah. And the
Beautiful.
ones coming up are beautiful.
Awesome.
Hard Rain, Into Dust, and then finally Honor Bound. I
Woo.
think the only one that is up on Amazon is Hard Rain, but it's real pretty. Yeah,
Oh, cool. I'll
real
have to
pretty
check it
cover.
out. I
Yeah,
haven't seen it yet.
so I'm happy with those. Yeah, they're good
Excellent.
at this.
Yeah, they do a great job. I think my favorite one was Atonement. I loved that one.
Mm, yes,
Beautiful.
that was a nice cover.
Yes.
Hmm.
Which of the Hamilton sisters do you think is the most likely to surprise us all in the series?
Well, I'm working on Ainsley right now. She
Hmm.
is the oldest. She's always been the good sister. She was kind of like a mother to the other ones. And
Yeah.
I think her life, well, I know her life, was put on hold for a
Yeah.
really long time. And her sisters are all, they've all either gotten married or engaged
Hmm.
pretty much as the books go on. And so I think it's her time. And I think she's going to be the one that surprises us. I'm having a lot of fun with her. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, it must be fun to go from sister to sister and be like, ah, why are you
Yeah,
doing
and the
this?
twins are well, the twins are coming up next after
Yeah.
this book,
Hmm.
in Hard Rain and Into Dust. Those are both the twins, and so that was fun too. Yep. Oh, I've been
Which,
having a lot of
yeah,
fun.
which sister frustrated you the most while you were writing? You're like, oh, why?
I
Suck it
think it
up.
was Olivia in the very first one because I know she was pregnant and she was real emotional, and of course she was in a horrible spot.
Just a mess,
But
yeah.
there were times I just wanted to slap her and go, "Okay, you got to toughen up, girl. Come on." And she did. I mean, she did. It
Right.
took maybe longer than I wanted her to. Yeah, but she finally did. So
Yeah.
I
So do you
like
think,
strong women.
yes, they're the best characters, absolutely. Is there a piece of you in all the sisters? Do you think you have, there's certain parts of you in all of them?
Amanda, I fear there is.
Oh
Uh,
man.
I think you end up in all of your characters,
Yes.
and there's some that you write that annoy you because you want them to be tougher or you want them to do something a little quicker.
Hmm.
But yeah, I have so little control over all this, but
Yeah.
I do think that a lot of me shows up in all my characters actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's so crazy. And they're all talking at you in your
Oh,
head. Which one's next?
exactly. Well,
Crazy.
what's funny with Kat and Max, we had gone away for a week in the mountains without internet, and Kat and Max started talking to me, so I started writing it, on my Alpha Smart. And 50 pages in, I realized this is not the book that I have to turn in soon. This is Lucky Shot. This is the next book. You guys need to
Oh
shut up.
wow. Yeah.
And so I put that 50 pages away.
Hmm.
But what was neat is when I got ready to start Lucky Shot, I knew those two. I knew those two characters.
Yeah.
So it turned out really good. They were just a little anxious to get into the story.
Yeah.
So
Fancy pants and be like, guys, settle it down. So what are you currently reading if you have time to read? I know it's the holiday season and you're busy with
what
deadlines,
am I
but
reading?
are you reading anything
I'm
right
reading
now?
I am. I'm reading a young adult book called Push
Hmm.
that one of my editors had mentioned that I should read. And my biggest problem is by the time I start reading at night, I end up falling asleep pretty quick. So I don't get
Me
through a
too.
lot of books. My favorite book in the last few months has been the Rosie Project. Did
Oh
you
my
read
gosh,
that?
yes. I read the first
Yeah,
one. I loved
yeah,
it. So
yes.
good.
It was so fun. And I started the second one. I usually have about four books going at one time. So,
Do you have a Christmas reading wish list? Or if not books, do you have a wish list?
oh, I have a lot of research to do on Guilt Edge, and so
Yeah.
I'm going to track down some of that stuff and put it on my Christmas list for my husband.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
because I,
fun.
I need to start doing research. Yeah,
Hmm.
because Guilt Edge, what is interesting about Guilt Edge is all around it is missile silos. Um,
Oh.
the whole area, yeah. And so if there was ever a war, it would be one of the first places that got bombed. So
Oh, wow.
very interesting,
Yeah.
very. And with this threat around this small little ghost town, yep,
How far is it
should
from
be
you?
fun.
Is it close or?
It's we have missile silos fairly close to us here, but it's about 2 hours away. Yeah, Gilt Edge is about two
So
hours
you're gonna
away.
take a drive there
So
soon and do some
I
research.
am. I'm
You
I'm
should,
gonna have to wait till spring because it's snowed
yeah,
in, but yes.
yeah. You
Yep,
take some
I definitely
take
am.
some photos and share on social media. And I would love to see
I
that.
will. Absolutely, I will. I'll go tromping around there in the spring.
Yeah, when the thaw starts, right? Um,
Yes.
what are three things that you need with you at all times when you're writing? Is there anything, food, drink,
Mm.
anything that fuels you?
Well, I always have to have my Alpha Smart with me wherever I go because
Yeah.
my characters will start talking and I'll have to pull off the road and write. Um, I always have to have a Diet Coke.
Yes.
Actually, I drink Coke Zero. I'm really hooked on it. My friend Amanda Stevens got me hooked on Coke Zero, and it's so much better than Diet Coke, and
Yeah.
so good. I have to have one of those, and
Mhm.
then that's basically it. But if it's nice out, yeah, I want to get away from the office. I love getting away from the office. I get so much done when I do that. Just
Right.
get in the truck, go out to the lake or something, and sit there and write.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I try not to take snacks just because when you're writing, you'll like be eating and you won't notice how many snacks you've
I
eaten.
know. Yeah, the calorie control, the portion control, nope. It's out the window. It's
Yeah,
shot.
yeah.
Oh, Lisa.
Suddenly the food is gone.
Yeah.
You're like,
Lisa
where
Ray
did it
is
go?
here. She just asked a
Oh, cool.
question. Hi, Lisa. So she said,
I mean,
she said you always include great suspense scenes in your novels. Where does your inspiration come from? And then she said, any favorite suspense TV shows?
oh, um, I love all of them. I love I, how when the one started this fall, How to Get Away with Murder. I
Yeah,
mean, that was like I had to watch that. But I
yeah.
also watch a
Same.
lot of the forensic files, those kind
Mhm.
of things that are true stories that I think, how could I use that? That is
Yeah.
great. For for one thing, I found out that dogs' noses are like fingerprints. If they put their nose against a window, they will know exactly which dog had been there. They can
Oh.
tell which dog. So stuff like that that I'm thinking, how can I possibly use that? But still want to
Hmm.
those sort of things because I love suspense. I love and I watch all those true murder shows. It drives my husband crazy because at night he'll come in and I'll be watching one of them and he's concerned that I'm learning how to kill husbands. But but they're
Yep.
wonderful. It's like what not to do, you know.
You're sitting
Don't
there
do
like
that. You get
taking notes and looking at him weird, and he's like, "What's going on?"
it's true. You do not buy a jackhammer if your husband disappears. You just don't. That's just a
No.
dumb thing to do
Terrible
because
idea.
they're gonna look in your basement.
You're like, I know where this
Or
is going.
yes, and you'd be surprised how many murderers will buy a jackhammer or they'll buy a backhoe.
What?
You know, when their husband disappears. It's like, seriously, I could help them if they just call.
Yeah, right. You're like, no, don't buy that. Erase all of
Don't do that.
the credit card information. Oh God,
Yeah.
that's
And,
too
and
funny.
don't do research on how to poison them,
Hmm.
on
Yeah, like
your computer.
don't Google anything stupid. Like, oh yeah, I've seen a million of those. It's like
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah. Or, go to Target and buy duct tape. I mean, it's like, no. Or a big rug.
I know.
Like, no.
It's
No.
like they want to get caught. I don't get it.
Oh, oh yeah, yeah. So someone suggested I write a book on how not to get caught. Well, like, or maybe I could.
Yeah, absolutely. I noticed on your website, speaking of, some other things that you've done, write your damn book, which I don't think I've ever asked
Yes,
you about. Can you talk a little bit about that?
sure. People were always asking me, aspiring writers were always asking, what do you suggest? And one night I sat down and I just started writing down all the things that I had told aspiring writers.
Awesome.
And pretty soon it just turned into a book. And
Yeah.
I thought, well, if I'm going to do what I did that was different in the book was I give advice, but I also have little writing assignments that if you do them and it's connected to your book, by the time you get through with my book, you will have a lot of the scenes in your book already written because
Mhm.
there's just certain scenes that go in every book.
Mhm.
And so I kind of lead aspiring writers into, and also if you really want to write, you have to write. I mean, that
Right.
sounds really simple, but it's amazing how many people want to write a book and yet don't write
Yeah,
at
they're just
all.
talking about
So
it, but there's no action.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
definitely.
lot easier just talking about it.
Exactly.
It's not as much work.
Yeah. I'm gonna write a book one day, you know.
So I
So
wanted
when
to do something that was
yeah,
helpful. Yeah.
yeah, that's fantastic. When you hit a bump in the road while you're writing like a scene, what do you do to clear your mind and keep going? Is there anything that always gets you back on track?
Oh, yes. Um, in my office here, I have a sewing machine and I took up
Yeah,
quilting and I've
yeah.
been making all kinds of fun things.
Ooh,
And what I
beautiful.
do is if I really get stuck, I go to the sewing machine. Unfortunately, I usually get unstuck really fast. And so I
Okay.
don't get a lot of sewing done, which is
Yeah.
good, which is good. But I have been making baskets.
Ooh,
I've
let
been
me
making
see.
baskets.
Oh,
These
that's
are, you
gorgeous.
use rope. It's always
Oh
hard to
my
get them on
gosh,
the
it's so
camera.
colorful.
You use rope and you wrap fabric around it and sew them together. So
Oh, beautiful.
I've been making all kinds of those. Yeah, they're quite fun. And it's kind of mindless. So
Hmm.
pretty soon you're all of a sudden your characters start talking to you again and you figure out what you need to do. It
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
Awesome.
But I think I made like 36 baskets.
What am I gonna do
So a
with
lot
them?
of people, I know, a lot of people are getting them for Christmas.
Christmas gifts.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. Yeah, I started pottery and I have a million bowls and dishes now, and it's all gonna go for Christmas
Oh,
presents.
I know.
I-
Isn't it fun though?
It
Did you
is.
do the wheel?
I did, yeah.
Oh,
I started it again. It took some getting used to, but it's been like 6 weeks and I think I'm finally getting it down. It's fun. It's
oh,
awesome.
I loved it. I took a pottery class and
Yeah.
I loved it. It's just fun playing in the mud. Yeah,
Yeah. It's like therapeutic. It's awesome.
it is.
All,
Absolutely. Well,
all
sewing's kind
crafting
of like
is.
that for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, um, will you be ready to say goodbye to the Hamiltons after the last book is finished?
That's always so hard, and to get
Yeah.
into the next family,
Hmm.
it's tough. I'm looking forward to the family in Gilt Edge, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be hard. It'll be hard to say goodbye, and also I'm pretty sure the ending of the sixth book is one of those things that I'm going to have to make my readers promise not to tell how it ends.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be kind of a secret.
Yeah.
So we'll see if
We have to be
because
very
I could
tight-lipped.
be it could have a yes, it could definitely have a spoiler alert. Yeah,
Oh boy.
definitely could. It's looking that way as I get closer to the end of the sixth book
Well,
because
that's the best.
Sarah is one of those characters that everybody wants to know about, including my editor. My editor asked me not very long ago. She said, "Is Sarah good or is Sarah bad?" And I said to her, "You don't know, do you?" And she said, "Oh, BJ, because she knew I didn't know." But
That's funny.
I'm I'm starting to get to the point where I know more than anyone else at this point.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
So it's fun. Yeah,
So
no, it's, it's
we'll
good.
have to be very hush hush about that. That's exciting.
Yes, yes. So hopefully the readers will keep it quiet because
Yeah.
everybody really wants to know about Sarah. And
Right.
book six, it's gotta come out.
Yeah. Awesome. So you've written like so many different types of characters, reporters, cowboys, the whole family, the Hamiltons. Is there, and murderers, is there one type of character that you haven't written yet that you'd love to create in the future that's like totally off the
Ooh.
cuff? Anything really different?
Oh. Yes, I would love to do a ventriloquist. I just
Oh,
find them
wow.
fascinating. And
Mm-hmm.
one of these days I'm gonna have to do one. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
It's something I've
wow.
been thinking about. I'm just not sure how it's gonna work. And I, of course, am not a ventriloquist, but I find them really interesting. And
Yeah.
because you're always looking for something kind of unusual and different.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to write about the same. I never want to write the same book. I try really hard not to write the same
Yeah,
book.
exactly.
So shake
Hmm.
it up.
Yeah.
It that's the yeah, because you want your readers to have fun and not know what you're going to do. And they're
Yeah.
hard to surprise after 80 books. So,
So you're doing a good job. And a ventriloquist would be
oh, thank you.
amazing.
Would be fun.
Those
Yeah.
dolls were creepy too, so you could do something real
Oh,
creepy.
oh, yeah. There's some creepy stories out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yep. And I like creepy.
Yes, me too. My favorite. Um, so I know you're KTVQ, you're gonna be on TV tomorrow, so that's an appearance coming up,
I
which is
am.
awesome.
I am.
Um,
I'm excited.
so,
It's always fun.
yeah, they're great. Any other stuff coming up, book signings that you want to tell everybody about?
Oh, I just had a book signing here in my little hometown, and
Excellent.
I don't have anything else planned right now.
Because
But
winter's coming.
winter's coming, and it's always you never know if you can get out of town. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, if it snows, the roads could be closed. So I live in a place that's so far away from everything, it makes it kind of tough.
Right.
But the next book comes out in March, so who knows what we
Awesome.
might do in March. Yeah.
Great. So, what are you working on next for anyone who didn't, hear earlier? They left
I am
in.
working on number six.
Hmm.
I am tying up the loose ends. Everyone finds out what Sarah is really up to, or not up to. Um, and and the last sister, who's Ainsley, the oldest sister, and so I think she's gonna find love, and so that's kind of fun. And then, like I said, I start the Guild Edge series. It's a 6-book series. There is a
Hmm.
sister and 5 brothers, and then the other big news is there's going to be some more Whitehorse, Montana books. That
Woo!
series. There's
Oh,
already 24 in that series, and there's going to be some more. So
oh, awesome. So you're coming back for
yeah,
that. That's
so the people
amazing.
who I am. So
Right.
we're going to do some in that series, and that'll be fun. Yeah,
So
it'll be fun to go
you're a
back to
busy lady.
Whitewater. Yeah, Whitehorse, and see what everybody's doing.
Yeah,
I hope they've all just been sitting around waiting for me to come back.
absolutely. You guys, this is so exciting, everybody. I have
Thanks.
I have a fun game before we say bye.
Uh-oh.
So it's Would You Rather. So it's just like some fun questions, random things.
Okay.
So, would you rather be able to control fire or water?
Water.
Me too.
I'm a
Why?
water person.
Like the waters.
I love water, and water can be dangerous.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Does
strange. I
snow
know.
count? You could just melt all the snow in Montana and be like, I want to go to Target and take off down the road.
Yeah, if you had a machine that
I
did that, that
know.
would be nice. Yeah.
Special ice machine, de-icing. Um, oh, this is a good one. Would you rather have an unlimited international first class ticket or never have to pay for food at restaurants?
Oh, I want the ticket. Give me the ticket.
I know, right? You can go eat
I love to
delicious
travel.
food. Yeah, right? In other
I will
places.
find food. Yeah, I can always find food. And oh, yeah, I would love to go, yeah, around the world. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. Would you rather read the instructions or just dive in?
Having never read the instructions, the only time I read the instructions is when you go, wow, we have a bunch of extra parts.
Yeah, or oh my God, this
Or
is backwards.
yeah, or it doesn't go together. And then you're like, has anybody seen the instructions? We better dig them out.
I do that all the
So
time.
that would be me.
It's really bad. Yeah, me too.
Oh,
Would you
I'm
rather
terrible.
would you rather always be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early?
Oh, I would rather be 20 minutes early, even though you can't tell that because of today. But I,
You were lost in the crazy
I
mountains.
hate,
It's fine.
I was, but I hate being late. Absolutely hate being late. Oh, no. Early, always early.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot of waiting around when you're early though. Sometimes I'm like, but I hear you.
It's true. And I'm not a very good waiter either, so.
Would you rather travel 500 years into the future or 500 years into the past?
The past. I would love
Hmm.
to go back. Of course, 500 years, Montana wasn't even here. I mean, the land was here, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But I would love to go back in Montana's history, 100 years would be wonderful. I would love
Yeah.
that.
That would be a
That
prime
would be
time to
really
go
fun.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Exciting
to
new
see the
things.
Wild West. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
love to
That would
see
be
it and
fun.
experience it, but not get like any of the gross diseases that people had or, just be immune to
Well,
everything.
and 100 years ago, it might have been dangerous just being a woman in the Old West because
Yeah,
there were so few. Yeah.
exactly.
So you'd have to
Have to
dress
go,
like a boy, which
go in
would be kind of fun.
disguise. Exactly.
We
Oh,
can get a story out of this.
yeah. You're gonna, before we know it, you're gonna have a time travel book coming out, and you're gonna be like, you know what?
Yeah, see, I haven't done that yet. Yeah, that would be
You never
fun.
know. The sky's the limit.
Oh, if there were more hours in the day, just think what we could come up with.
I
Yeah.
know, right? Here's the
Mhm.
last one. This is really random. It's fun. Would you rather only be able to jump everywhere you go or only be able to walk on your hands?
Oh my word. Uh, I keep seeing rabbits.
Yeah.
I think I'd want to jump. I think I'd
Yeah,
want to
walking on
jump.
your
I
hands, like,
Walking on your hands just seems like you would never be able to really see where you're headed, which,
no.
I mean,
You're looking up all the
yeah.
time.
See, see, I like to have control where I'm
Yeah.
going.
No,
So at
your
least I can
hands are
hop there.
delicate too.
That's true. You'd have to wear gloves, And a
Yes.
Spider-Man would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Sticky hands would be great. That I would be interested in trying out for a day. Well, we've come to the
Um,
end of our questions, and it's been
uh,
great fun to have you here. And we're giving away copies of Lucky Shots, so stop by Book Trip, everybody. Thank you so much. It's been
Amanda, thank you.
awesome.
It's always fun. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
it's a blast.
Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
See you
Bye-bye.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.